Hi everyone, my name is Brad, and this is my second video blog for IEOR 190. So I'm going to be talking about anticipation and obviousness in patent law as it applies to the 9 coffee insulating sleeves that I discussed in my earlier blog and my earlier video. So first I want to define these terms, and obviousness basically is if the invention being patented is trivial or obvious, then the patent will not be issued. And how it's determined to be obvious is if someone skilled in the art of that field or a relevant field with at least 2 years of experience cannot basically delineate it as a convention, as a deviation from a convention. So, in other words, if a person that's skilled in that art can say that yes, this is a deviation from the tradition or the conventional way of doing something, then it's considered non-obvious. Anticipation refers to novelty. So basically, if somebody has known about or used the invention before the patent applicant applies, then the patent may be denied and it would be subject to anticipation. So the act of anticipation really is equated to the lack of novelty. So if it's subject to anticipation, then it's not novel. As it relates to our coffee sleeve, so I would consider a consumer who drinks hot beverages, occasionally or often, to be considered skilled in the art, meaning they could delineate whether or not, one coffee sleeve is a significant upgrade or different than another coffee sleeve. So I would consider them good judges of obviousness. And so I really broke these coffee sleeves into 3 categories. So the first one is the first coffee sleeve, which I believe is not obvious and also not subject to anticipation because it was the first of its kind and there was nothing like it up to that point. It was the first sleeve to prevent the discomforts of heat from hot beverages. The second category is really all these sleeves that have physical modifications to them. So there's 4 patented sleeves that I found within the 9 that we looked at, and they basically take the generic form of an insulating sleeve and they add another feature to it, but it's a physical feature. So for instance, one was a wing, one added wings on it, another added dots or holes in it, another added an arc-like shape. So I would consider that, some may say, and I think I would agree with the fact that these have probably a high level of obviousness because, a low level of obviousness because that different geometric shape is, it appears different than the previous insulating sleeve, which is just a square. But it may be not very novel because it may not add anything significant. Having said that, I believe that it's not subject to anticipation and it is novel. And the reason I believe it's novel is because it's not simply a difference in the appearance of the actual sleeve, but it provides something beyond that. So for instance, with the wings, that allows airflow in between the sleeve and the cup, which provides for greater insulation. For example, with the arc-like shape, that is not just a difference in appearance, but it also makes it more environmentally friendly by reducing waste. So these physical modifications, while at first glance may seem like they're subject to anticipation and they're not very novel from the previous inventions, I think that they are novel, and they are non-obvious because they provide something beyond just that appearance. They're either used for better insulation or they're more environmentally friendly. And then the last category is the technological changes. So some, for instance, allow you to write on them. Some have a ring with a bead in the middle. One patent allows or can indicate what temperature the actual cup is. So I think these are also, I think it's a little more clear that they are non-obvious and not subject to anticipation because the technology that's used to create them and the things that they can do, such as indicating the temperature of a beverage, are a significant feature and a significant add-on to that prior art, which was that first patent. So all in all, I think that given the sheer number of patents in this space and the slight modifications to each of those, I don't think there'll be a lot of new patents coming from here because there's really not a lot of room for improvement. But I do believe that these patents are not obvious for the most part and are not subject to anticipation. So thank you for listening and go Bears.